Hello again. My name is April Baskin. I am currently the chairperson of the Erie County Legislature in Buffalo, New York, and Erie County, and I am running to be the next New York State Senator in Senate District 63 upstate New York. I really want to start off by thanking the Crimson PAC Council for their endorsement. I think it's major for such a national and historic organization that has been founded on providing upward mobility for people of color in education and civics to look at my race as a race that they should support, considering the political climate in this country and how many people are running for mayors and governors and president of the United States. To have the Crimson PAC Council look to April Baskin and her New York State Senate seat and find it worthy of support and attention means so much to me. So thank you to all the members of the Crimson PAC. Some of the things that I have done as a county legislator that is going to allow me to be an excellent state senator is the fact that I've identified places in county government where the county wasn't really resonating or reaching people where they needed to. And I opened up pathways and new doors for that. When you think about COVID-19, a health pandemic, that just had the scathing layer of just tragedy across our entire world. I was the chair of the county legislature during that time. And I had to make sure that people had safety measures put in place. And it was undeniable in Buffalo and Erie County that Black communities who had pre-existing health conditions or who had people who worked in the workforce as what we called frontline workers in the medical field were contracting COVID at a higher rate than our white counterparts or white communities. And being a representative of the Black community, I said, we can never have this again. A global pandemic happens, and the first people on the chopping block are those who come from a marginalized background because of the quality of life and pre-existing health conditions and community conditions that we have. So I submitted a law to the county that says, moving forward, the health department in Erie County has to have a division that is solely focused on improving the health conditions in minority communities. And people thought that that was marginalized and racially targeted, and it was going to leave people out. But the truth of the matter is, it was helping humanity. You could not deny that more Black people in Black communities were getting COVID during COVID-19. And so we couldn't unknow that after we saw those statistics. So I put that law up for a vote, and it passed. And now in Erie County, we have an Office of Health Equity in the health department that spends all of its time working on the health conditions of low income, low socioeconomic and marginalized communities. And I'm proud of that. Another victory is when I came into the legislature back in 2017, our county jail was known to be led by a sheriff who just had such controversy around race and around his thoughts about detainees and people who come from backgrounds where the detainees are usually from. And I made it a point to let that sheriff know that there was a new sheriff in town. And though I didn't carry the badge of a sheriff, I did carry the gavel of the county legislature. And we began to call that sheriff in and question him about how commissary funds were being spent, about how inmates were being treated, about the fact that there were no body cameras on any of the sheriff deputies or corrections officers, about how there were complaints about abuse, but no surveillance cameras in the entire jail, about how many people are being arrested and detained because they are struggling with substance abuse and they're being treated as criminals when really they need mental health care in a healthcare facility. And we needed a drug treatment in our jail system. All of those things were not a thing back in 2017. But after I was chair of the legislature, they were a thing. And now our county jail system not only has a robust drug treatment program, body cameras on our corrections officers and our deputies, as well as surveillance cameras in our jail. We're working on a detainee to employee program to help detainees come out of jail and go directly to work for small business owners who have been struggling with finding employers, people to employ since COVID-19. But that sheriff that was in office, he is no longer sheriff. He got sick and tired of me and decided to run to be the mayor of a little town out in a far rural area instead of running to seek another office of being sheriff after serving in leadership after 20 years. That's the kind of energy that I bring to government. I'm here to shake things up, change things, and call things out on the table. I think I'll close with the Buffalo Bills Stadium. Our NFL team wanted a new stadium and they wanted the taxpayers to pay for it. New York State was going to put $600 million and Erie County was going to put $250 million into a new NFL stadium. And I said, we cannot put $850 million of public money into a new stadium, knowing the circumstances of our community when it comes to food insecurity, affordable housing, and poverty. We need the Buffalo Bills to reinvest into our community, and we can't just take their word at it. We need a legal binding document in a community benefits agreement that says that they are going to reinvest into our community. And after a 2-year fight, the Bills agreed to sign a community benefits agreement for the first time ever in history. And the Buffalo Bills have been a part of the NFL since the original NFL charter in the early 1900s. And they committed to $100 million over the course of 30 years, $3 million a year of community reinvestment into marginalized communities. So those are my biggest things that I've championed as a county legislator. And those are the types of things that I will expand upon as Erie County's next New York State Senator.